flyers, posters, using all of our skills in an advanced way through Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Premiere, and other Adobe products. My teachers in school support me a lot. I think my teachers have taught me to never settle. Teachers here are nitpicky in the absolute best way. And the school obviously gives me the tools and the technology to really move forward with the best products in the workforce right now. So I think my school helps me a lot as well.
I do recommend this course for future students because it really teaches you how to be creative and find who you want to be.
Kids feel like this is their home, that they are cohorted well, so they feel that our program is a family because they know if they fail the first time, they're going to be supported in their future successes. We work together as a team, both as teachers and students, to make sure that each student is successful in whatever their future endeavors are. We want to make sure that every student has the opportunity to do college and career.
With the changing world, we are becoming more and more diverse. We have more opportunities to meet people from all over the world.
And with language barriers, it's common for people to miss meeting great people.
So it's important to grow with our changing world. The Biliteracy Skill Program is not only a great way to become familiar with the but to become fluent in the language of your choice.
Earning the seal of biliteracy was very important as it was the first official acknowledgement of my bilingualism after being able to speak both English and Spanish almost all of my life. And to me, that gave me a sense of pride and accomplishment. Future employers would look at the seal of biliteracy as an endorsement of my bilingualism and see it as a skill and a strength.
The amount of students who have received their seal of biliteracy has increased dramatically over the years.
I think it's important to be able to communicate with other people if they can't speak English. I got to meet a lot of new people and connect with them because you have a lot of the same classes with them as you go through high school. And so it's a good place to like meet people and connect.
You were like genuinely interested in like the language like using in the future. Because like Mandarin is like a really popular language and it's like growing pretty fast.
Opportunity is all around us, but to act on it, you need to get out of your comfort zone. With Grammarly Go, you don't have to take that leap alone.
Thank you so much.
Grammarly Go brings AI to every text box, helping you produce high-quality writing in a fraction of the time. That means no more overthinking email replies. No more waiting until tomorrow. Because you have a partner that can help you take the steps to achieve your ambition today.
Amazing.
Grammarly Go helps give you the power to unblock whatever's slowing you down and unlock new and unexpected ways to grow. Click the blue button to download Grammarly Go today. You'll be amazed at what you can do.
Thank you for taking time to learn about the mental health and wellness system of supports within the Antelope Valley Union High School District. We are committed to the mental health and wellness of all students and staff. As a school district, we have a tiered continuum of mental health providers, support staff, and programs, as well as strong community resources we can refer to when the work extends beyond our scope or capacity. Tier 1 consists of supports and services which all students have access to or receive. Tier 2 consists of supports and services that are in addition to Tier 1. Some students will have access to or receive Tier 2 supports. We use data to determine which students need such additional supports. Tier 3 is made up of supports and services in addition to Tier 1 and Tier 2. Few students receive Tier 3 supports, and much like Tier 2, we use data to determine which students need Tier 3 supports. Tier 1 school-based mental health and wellness supports. To support student mental health and wellness, we offer social and emotional learning, or SEL. SEL is the process through which individuals acquire and effectively apply the knowledge, attitude, and skills necessary to understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. School counselors support students in 3 domains: academic, college and career, and social emotional. Social emotional supports may include short-term solution-focused individual counseling, crisis counseling, and group counseling for topics such as anger management, healthy relationships, grief and loss, and anxiety and stress, to name a few. School counselors can make referrals to school-based mental health agencies and outside community resources. Student support centers, also known as SSCs, are physical rooms on campuses designed to increase student connection and engagement. Every comprehensive campus has a student support center where our students can receive mental health and wellness support through both small group activities and individual mentorship. Tier 2 school-based mental health and wellness supports. School psychologists provide direct support and interventions to students receiving special education services, consult with teachers, families, and other mental health professionals to improve support strategies for students. They provide individual counseling and crisis counseling. They can make referrals to school-based mental health agencies and outside community resources. Educational social workers provide individual and group counseling to students in addition to providing parent and family support services. They support our school counselors and school psychologists by serving as a crisis team member and supporting the risk assessment process. Educational social workers also serve as a connector to community-based resources and organizations. Student support coordinators are teachers that work directly with students in the Student Support Center. These coordinators use culturally relevant, evidence-based curriculum to support student behavioral, social, emotional, and academic needs. These mentors run various small groups throughout the year, and they also provide one-on-one mentoring. Tier 3 school-based mental health and wellness supports. The Educationally Related Intensive Counseling Services, ERICS, provides intensive counseling services to students receiving special education services who are in need of higher level of support. Eligibility for ERICS services and the level of need are determined by the student's IEP team. We've also partnered with the Department of Mental Health, DMH, to provide mental health services through local agencies within the Antelope Valley. When appropriate and available, students are referred to this support by a school counselor, school psychologist, or educational social worker. In addition to local school-based mental health providers, our staff may also be able to connect select students to additional community or online support services when appropriate and available. For additional information and resources, please visit our district website at www.avdistrict.org or your school's website and click on the Mental Health and Wellness button. Here, you can learn more about our mental health and wellness services, view community resources, and get contact information for emergency and crisis services.
We learn about different body parts and different diseases in the body.
In terms of muscles, organs, and so forth.
I've always wanted to be some type of medical. I used to want to be a CSI investigator. So of course, when I seen this, I had to jump on it.
Ever since I joined the CTE course, I just decided to stay in it. And so in hopes of getting a stall and in hopes of applying such methods into my later life, that way I can prevent such issues from happening, such as cancer or genetic deformities and so forth.
At my CTE courses, it's not always about academic learning. I learn more how to be confident. I learn different ways to answer questions, and I learn how to talk and work with different people. With each course, I'm learning more hands-on.
And then, of course, I've learned a little bit on how to fight cancer. And then, of course, I've learned how to construct more of a prosthetic arm or any other form of prosthesis.
My school, it supports me with the different electives that we have and different support systems like the counselors.
When we ask questions, they're able to help us and support us. And they're able to work with us one-on-one or work with us in a group. That way we can resolve such problems. I selected this course because I believe that thanks to my sister, I would have a little bit more knowledge. And so I would kind of get a head start.
I feel like the CTE courses bring responsibility to my life, and it brings deadlines because not everything is, oh, just get it done when you feel like it. The CTE courses help me see that there is deadlines and that it's not always how you want it, it's how it's going to go. So it teaches me a lot about responsibility and time management.
I think that this program is actually really great. It's helped me so far, and it actually pushes me on forward in order to learn much more. And so it'll help me out a lot. And I feel like this is an incredible program.
Our students are cohorted, and the same students that are in our biomed classes are also in our English classes, and they move together throughout their academic courses along with the CTE courses. I think that our CTE programs are just amazing and provide our students with the opportunity to learn hands-on skills and work-based learning skills within a high school setting. And I think it's really a great opportunity for them to learn what it would be like in a real world situation outside of just the high school classroom.
I was like any kid and I really didn't have a desire to learn. Like I'd be like, oh no, I just want to go to school. My friends, I hate school. But then my brother was telling me stories about him being in the Health Careers Academy. And when he was telling me these stories, it started to intrigue me and I started to like want to learn a little bit more.
My parents never got the experience of a college or any of this academy stuff that I'm currently going through.
I've learned a lot in CTE.
Medical assisting clinical side and the administrative side as well. So we cover anything from injections as well as medical terminology, medical coding and billing.
If we need anything, they give it to us. No questions asked. They know that we demand a lot and they're flexible with my schedule. If I maybe want to take this class instead of this class, they allow me to.
Now our teachers, I think they're really like family. I can go to them for anything. So I've been involved in this organization called AVUHSD Future Health Professionals. And I've kind of progressed through the ranks. And eventually my sophomore year, I decided to run for the state office. And I ended up winning as the regional 3 vice president. And I was privileged to serve such a large region of California.
This is the National Honor Society Medal of Sports Medicine. I received it for being in sports medicine for 2 years, as well as holding a 3.5 GPA or higher throughout my 4 years in high school. I recommend the Academy 110%. It's one of the best things you could do in high school, especially if you love health.
I recommend it to anyone and everyone. It's just an amazing and fulfilling experience. And I know that my high school journey would not have been complete and it wouldn't have been as amazing as it was without my involvement in the Academy and without my passion and discovering my passion for medicine and helping others.
So my uncle was a car mechanic. He showed me a little bit of stuff because I would see him when I was little working on cars, and it intrigued me to see what was happening. And from there, I found out Palmdale High School had an academy, and I decided to enroll in it. We learned the basics at first.
Radiances and different math problems. And then in the beginning of the year, we did electricity.
The business aspects, going hands-on, going through the paperwork, whatever it is, you'll be prepared.
It'll lead up to different courses, which can lead to building robots. And then you're allowed to take an elective, which is Solar Falcon Race Team, and you can build a car.
My teachers and my school support me by giving me the help I need.
They've just always been there, and to me, they are like a second family.
I selected this course because it's very interesting to me. I've been doing it since I was really young. I feel like I can do that in this course.
Growing up, I've always been around people that have been working hands-on. I've been trying to work. So I have always desired to want to put myself into something and put my best foot forward.
people should really enroll in a CTE class because it's hard work. It gets frustrating, but in the end, it pays off because engineering is a male-dominated field. So they bring us in to say, hey, we need more women, and it just came out to be a really good program.
Our program is a fully cohorted 4-year program. The students that take this course are normally attracted to the engineering industry, and they want to see what that is like. It is great to see some of the students that have come through the program, and now they are engineers at local engineering companies or defense contractors. They will see what an engineering student in a university would go through and prepare them for that.
Well, I wanted to challenge myself and prove to myself that I could take a rigorous course, such as a CTE course.
In the medical interventions, we are hands-on and we get to be more creative. We work in groups to look at a patient's diagnosis and do further research to understand exactly what disease the patient has.
I also learned how to use gel electrophoresis, EKG machines, and it really taught me how to time manage and understand like how college classes work and how I need to set up my schedule throughout the day.
The teachers in schools support me by always making sure I'm okay. They always ask questions. They allow me to ask as many questions as I need to understand what it is that I'm doing.
I remember this instance where I was in sports medicine and I was at a basketball game because I was helping out volunteering. This kid comes up to me off of the court. His knuckles like up here, and I had to pull it out to pop it back into place. But I believe that with the help of the CTE course, that it really helped me react in that situation where others would have further.
I selected CTE courses because I knew I wanted to become a therapist or a social worker. I feel like I can be a benefit to other people like me or kids like me. SEL is basically preparing you for anything basically that has to do with being around people.
I feel like it helps me with the college career because it shows me how to talk to other people in a career that's a big role.
I am glad I was put into this course because I have learned a lot that I haven't learned before, like things that could hopefully help me for my next years. The other teachers, they would help me with like the same way I would talk about my grades. They would help me with the other extra credit or the assignment itself. We would redo it and we would try and get a better grade on that assignment.
The amount of growth that you see from the time they come to you at the beginning of junior year till they get to the end of senior year is massive. And being able to work with the students and tell them that there are no wrong answers and it's okay, because just having the cohorted classes and having all of us around to really watch these kids and work with them has been a huge part of being able to facilitate some of that student success and take those kids aside that normally would potentially get in their own way and be like, no, you can totally do this. You've got this and you're going to handle business and you're going to be super successful.
Aerospace Engineering Honors is a class where you learn about aerospace engineering, all the technical stuff that goes into aviation, and how to manufacture planes and what parts are inside. I selected this course because as a child, my families were very involved in aerospace. So I always grew up around planes and I wanted to learn about aviation. In my CTE course, I acquire the necessary knowledge to know how planes work, how they're created, their propulsion systems. The tools and resources that we have 3D printers in order to create little models of what we have. Like recently, we just created nose cones for planes. The simulator we had, there was a bunch of monitors and you looked at it and it was basically like you're sitting in the cockpit of a plane and you get to try to fly it and it's trial and error. You can crash it. you land it. It's everything that would be inside of a plane. So I think that's beneficial to someone that wants to potentially be a pilot in the future.
I selected this course because I always had a passion for the film industry from a young age. When I took a field trip to this high school, this was one of the classes that we saw. I remember walking around the room, seeing all the computers, seeing the set, seeing all the cameras, and thinking, yeah, this is what I want to do.
A few years back, I went to a film school in LA with my little sister. When we were there, like I just thought everything was so cool and interesting. And then when I seen the course listed on my course list, I decided that it's something that I would be interested in, and it looked cool, and I'm glad I took it again.
We learned how to use a lot of the Adobe products. So Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects, Illustrator, and we also learned how to film, shoot, and edit our own videos.
I think it prepares me very well, mainly because all of the hands-on activity that we get in this class normally, like this industry, it's all about knowing your equipment and knowing how to use it and how to use it well. And this class prepares you for that.
My teacher in school provides so many things for us. We have Macs for every student. Behind me here, we have a set with professional level cameras. We have a whole master control where we produce a new set. There's so much great equipment here and programs for us to learn the best of the best.
My teachers support me whenever I have a question or whenever I have doubt in something. I basically can reach out to them. They always give me the answers that I needed.
I want to see them just come in with a willingness to learn, because in the end, they will try those things. They will do something new. I see a passion in my students. I see desire. I see willingness to try new things and a chance to really prove themselves in a medium they have loved all their lives.
Hey, Brad Flick here, Center Director at NASA Armstrong at the Salute to Youth event here in Palmdale. It's been great. I walked in here today not knowing what to expect. I've seen thousands of students, a lot more exhibitors than I thought. And what's impressed me is the level of engagement I'm hearing when I walk around and hear the discussions going on between students and exhibitors. It's been absolutely awesome.
My name is Brian Sandberg. I'm an engineering test pilot for the Lockheed Martin Corporation. So the job of an experimental test pilot is to be both an engineer and an aviator. So that is somebody who knows how to operate the machine, but also how the machine was built and how it was intended to operate. And when it doesn't operate as intended, our job is to work with the engineers to say, you tried to do it this way, it didn't really work the way we wanted. So let's work together to find solutions to get closer to what the goal of the system was.
My name is Joe Piotrowski. I am part of NASA Armstrong. So what my job here is I'm an operations engineer. So if you actually look at this plane right here, this is our DC-8. What I do on the plane is I handle all the science installs, flight planning, working with scientists. We also handle the airworthiness of our planes. Is it mechanically safe, maintenance-wise? I get to fly on the planes as a mission director. So what I'm doing as mission director is I'm working with science in the back and the pilots in the front, coordinating flight lines, safety. We open up the science doors, sometimes turn on the probes, all that type of stuff.
My name is Alana Roche. I'm here with Public and Digital Engagement. That's my position at NASA. I'm from the Office of Communications. We're here just talking about our NASA message, spreading the word, here to talk to kids like you and talk a little bit more about some of our projects. Today, we're talking about AAM, which is our urban air mobility project, and also our new aircraft that we're getting built right now by Lockheed Martin, our X-59 aircraft.
And now I'd like to take a moment to thank our very generous sponsors for helping to make this event happen.
The USS Gerald R. Ford is the largest city at sea and most technologically advanced aircraft carrier in the world. This massive supercarrier cost nearly $13 billion and took nearly 4 years for Newport News Shipbuilding to construct. It is a ship with thousands of people living, working, and sleeping on board for months at a time. It can launch or land an aircraft approximately every 25 seconds. This rapid tempo is made possible by the ship's advanced design and technology. The Gerald R. Ford is a massive aircraft carrier, stretching over 1,000 feet in length and boasting a displacement of over 100,000 tons. Powered by nuclear reactors, this behemoth can reach speeds exceeding 35 knots, allowing it to traverse oceans in mere weeks. Crew members are vital in ensuring the smooth operation of the carrier. They maintain the deck, search for foreign object debris that could damage aircraft, and participate in daily operations. The navigation bridge serves as the heart of the carrier, where air control and navigation take place. Day and night, the ship buzzes with activity. The galleys churn out food nonstop, serving 3 meals a day plus midnight rations, also called midrats, a reheat of the day's leftovers, much beloved by the tired watchstanders and insomniac pilots. It is incredible as it involves around 18,000 meals a day that's made by more than 100 cooks. While sailors eat, sleep, and work aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford, 2 nuclear reactors thrum deep inside the ship, turning the screws that propel the ship and keep the lights on. Their 600 megawatt combined output is 3 times the power plant on the Nimitz-class carrier the Ford is intended to replace, and enough to power a small city. When the sailors aren't working, they indulge in small pleasures. A fresh haircut from the ship's barber shop, a cup of Starbucks from the ship's coffee shop, a workout on the hangar deck where the open doors give them a view of the cold and foggy Atlantic as they lift weights, row, or pedal on stationary bikes. But life aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford is not
I'm back in the session. B, presentation of colors, Antelope Valley High School, JROTC. Mr. Delgado.
Doing tonight's presentation of colors is the Antelope Valley Union. Please stand.
Mr. Sanchez, can you lead us in the pledge?
Your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Forward, forward, left, left, right, 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 left, right, left, 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 right, 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 left, right.
Outstanding job. Thank you. We'll go back to 4A. All right, now get to work. Let's get. All right, we are going to move on to B, recognition. Janet Flores, Little Rock High School Community Schools Initiative. Mr. Nehan, you want to give that to Mr. Sanchez?
Mr. Sanchez. Yep. So I wrote a little bit something here so you guys can know for my recognition. I was really honored actually to meet this individual. So ladies and gentlemen, today I stand here before you to honor an extraordinary individual whose impact on our community has been immeasurable. For over 2 decades, she has dedicated her time, her energy, unwavering commitment to making a positive difference in the lives of those around her. Her name may not be known to all at this moment, but her actions speak volumes. This remarkable individual has selflessly devoted herself to the community service, particularly as assisting the younger generations. She has been a guiding light, providing invaluable support to the children and high school within our community. Her involvement goes beyond academic institutions. She has recognized the challenges faced by young parents within our community and has taken it upon herself to lend a helping hand. With genuine compassion and empathy, she has offered her guidance and assistance, empowering these young parents to navigate the complexities of parenthood with confidence and grace. But what truly sets her apart in her enduring dedication, year after year, she has been actively involved, tirelessly working to create opportunities and to nurture the potential of the next generation. Her impact is countless lives cannot be overstated. Today, I have the privilege of revealing her name, for it is Janet Flores. Janet, your unwavering commitment to our community, your dedication to the well-being of our growth of our youth, your continuous involvement in bettering the lives of others is truly commendable. You have exemplified the true spirit and community service and inspired us all to be more engaged to the compassionate citizens. Your legacy will continue to shine bright and inspire generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, let us join together in expressing our deepest gratitude, admiration for Janet Flores and her incredible contributions to our community. Thank you. And we're gonna meet Sandra right here.
Sanchez, would you like the whole board?
Yes.
Right, Mr. Delgado, ICC Student Representatives, Little Rock High School.
As we close out this year, we still have one ICC presentation to go to. So please give a big round of applause to Little Rock High School for their ICC team.
Good evening, board, and good evening, candidates. My name is Laura Hernandez.
And my name is Aaliyah Castrejon Campos.
And today we're going to represent Little Rock High School. Thank you. So we had our winter rally and Lobo Week in the same week, and it was Care Bears theme. And we hold activities regarding Valentine's Day. One of our favorites was our blind date game, which we would have one candidate, a female or male, come in the stage, and 4 candidates, any gender, to come up and just say what they would do if they would date them, and then they would just choose. And for our rally, we had cheerleading team, JRTC, and our security guard, Megan, sang the national anthem.
And then we had our kindness week, and it was in March. And we just wanted to spread and encourage kindness throughout our campus. And so we held lunchtime activities, and we had Fruit Loop bracelets, and we had a pledge to be kind, where students put their hands in orange paint, and we had a white poster outside of our ASB classroom, and we had them stick their hand on the white poster to pledge to be kind, and as a reward, we gave them orange juice and cookies.
We also had our special ed winter ball and prom. As ASB, our main priority is to make everyone feel special and feel included. So we had in February the Care Bear theme winter ball for special ed in the community center. And in April, we held our prom in the community center as well. And it was Toy Story theme. And ASB donated snacks so everyone could have fun. And to be honest, I feel like everyone did have fun. Everyone had a good vibe, and I think they loved it. Oh, and we also had our Q3 club rush. It was a success. We had Domino's, Kona Ice, Jamba Juice, and Subway. Even some clubs made around $300.
We had a talent show, and it was as a lunchtime activity. And we had 4 acts. We had 2 solos, Milk Mustache and Los del AV. And our winners were Milk Mustache, who are students from our band class. And they performed 2 songs. And our teacher for ASB donated a $5 McDonald's gift card to those students each.
We had our 8th grade roadshow where local middle schools came to our school and had a tour of our high school. And we just showed them what they would need to do before coming to our school. And then we showed them the programs we had, for example, Biomed, our JRTC, and band. Okay.
We also had our prom. Our class club of 2024 planned prom, and it was Regency era, and they held it at the Hellenic Center, located in Lancaster. And on the left side, we have our prom king and queen, and their names are Colt Hunter and Audrey Ocampo. And we also had our winter sports. Right here on the screen, we have our boys soccer, who were the Golden League champions and runner-ups for CIF D4, and they also made it to regionals. Boys basketball went to CIF and state. Our girls soccer on the right, they moved on to CIF after 8 years and won their first CIF game ever. And we had our wrestlers compete in CIF and compete in their weight classes. And I think that our winter sports were a success this year.
We had our spring rally on April 28th. We held our spring rally and the theme was Toy Story. And we also celebrated our amazing baseball team that made it to CIFs. And this is the first time since 2006. ASB performed and did the Rihanna Super Bowl. And then we also had a color guard, cheerleaders, and again, the security guard sang the national anthem.
We had senior sunset last Friday and it was incredible. And we had vendors come out. We had tacos, ice cream truck, Kona and Kona ice. We also had a water slide and an inflatable projector where they watched High School Musical. We also had our class clubs come out and have booths. And we had laser tag, truth or dare, mini golf, and a Plunko game.
Our upcoming events is Q4 Club Rush and Ultimo Baile was actually tomorrow, the Ultimo Baile and Club Rush. We also have grad night, senior awards was actually tonight, and then overcoming obstacles, Lobo Olympics and graduation. And that's it. Any questions?
I'll give it to you, Miss Nguyen.
I just have a question. Senior sunset, so is that the same thing as senior sunrise? You'd only you're there at night kind of thing?
It's the same thing. You just go at night and then senior sunrise is in the morning.
And it was amazing, huh?
Yes.
How exciting. Thank you.
All right, outstanding. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Hughes, if I may, I just want to let you know that the folks who were supposed to present for Little Rock tonight, the seniors had an event. And so these two young ladies just stepped up this morning to do this.
Outstanding. Good job. Yeah. Outstanding. All right, we will move on to D, Black Student Unions. Mr. Nehan.
So we have Black student unions at all of our schools across the district, and they have requested to come and present before the board this evening. So we have a number of schools represented.
Outstanding. Sharp.
Next line, next line.
And I am a junior at Good evening, my name is Oliver Flowers. I'm a freshman at High School. Good evening, my name is Jason Richmond. I'm a senior at Business High School. Good evening, my name is Deborah Vicky, and I'm a senior at High School. Good evening, my name is Carino Palmetto, and I'm a junior at High School. Good evening, my name is Sean Morgan, and I'm a junior at Little Rock High School.
Good evening, my name is Mercury Aben, and I'm a senior at Lancaster High School.
Good evening, my name is Zoe Brown, and I'm an 8th grader at Soar Prep Academy.
Good evening, my name is Adobe Chiquello, and I'm a freshman at Soar High School, Palmdale.
Good evening, my name is Manaya Davis, and I'm a freshman at Soar High School, Palmdale.
Good evening, my name is Ellington Taylor, and I am a freshman at Soar Lancaster.
Good evening, my name is Shamira Alford, and I am a sophomore at Soar Lancaster.
Good evening, my name is Kimora Calloway, and I am a junior at Palmdale High School.
Good evening, my name is Malaysia Anderson, and I'm a junior at Palmdale High School.
Good evening, esteemed members of the board. Thank you for this opportunity. We are here on behalf of representing the district's Black student unions.
We are here to present a love story that is leadership, organization, vision, and empowerment, and how it brings us together as students with what we hope is your continued support. If you scan the QR code, you can find out more about us and as students in our roles in BSU.
Who's that? Let me see.
Our district BSU mission statement is to serve as the primary advocacy organization for Black students, to represent the needs and to celebrate the success of Black history and culture. Promote academic excellence as well as political and social awareness, and to uplift and encourage Black students, which promotes diversity and awareness for all. This year, we've achieved this mission through many efforts.
Now, the district BSU was founded in April 2021 when Mr. Patterson and Ms. Beneda presented a proposal to the Board of Trustees. And in June 2021, we had the first SEL Summit, which was the Social Emotional Learning Summit. Following on, we had from 2021 to 2023, which is August, we had extended field trips, we had BSU programs that we had, and that's it.
The mission of the district BSU to support us academically, socially, and emotionally is crucial when we consider what our school's accountability report cards reflect. Each high school represented here today, with the exception of the early college school of choice, has a real need to promote greater success for Black students. Some of the schools that have African-American students scoring less than 5% proficiency on state tests, with the average at about 11% proficient. I cannot pass one class with a percentage of 11%.
The challenge to address our needs as Black students is a national one. We are the most likely to be sent to detention, impacted by COVID recovery, suspended, expelled, arrested, convicted, and to live below the poverty line. We are the least often to get into honors and AP classes, to graduate, to be awarded scholarships, to make a living wage, or be accepted to colleges and universities. Everything that happens or does not happen when we're on school campuses impacts us for the rest of our lives.
We'll take a moment for the video. Jason, just one moment.
Oh, my bad. Are you starting? Yeah,
7:45 a.m. I opened the doors to a building dedicated to building, yet only breaks me down. I march down hallways cleaned up after me every day by regular janitors, but I never had the decency to honor their names. Lockers left open like teenage boys' mouths when teenage girls wear clothes that covers their insecurities, but exposes everything else. Masculinity mimicked by men who grew up with no fathers. Camouflage worn by bullies who are dangerously armed but need hugs. Teachers pay less than what it cost them to be here. Oceans of adolescents come here to receive lessons, but never learn to swim. Part like the Red Sea when the bell rings. This is a training ground. My high school is Chicago, diverse and segregated on purpose. Social lines are barbed wire. Labels like regulars and honors resonate. I am in honors, but go home with regular students who are soldiers in territory that owns them. This is a training ground to sort out the regulars from the honors, a reoccurring cycle built to recycle the trash of this system. Trained at a young age to capitalize, letters taught now that capitalism raises you, but you have to step on someone else to get there. This is a training ground where one group is taught to lead and the other is made to follow. No wonder so many of my people spit bars, because the truth is hard to swallow. The need for degrees has left so many people frozen. Homework is stressful. But when you go home every day and your home is work, you don't want to pick up any assignments. Reading textbooks is stressful, but reading does not matter when you feel your story is already written, either dead or getting booked. Taking tests is stressful. But bubbling in a Scantron does not stop bullets from bursting. I hear education systems are failing. But I believe they're succeeding at what they're built to do, to train you, to keep you on track, to track down an American dream that has failed so many of us all.
Oh, wait, hold on. Make sure I got it. Oh, I got it. I got it in my head. The poem Draining Grounds shows the life of facing pressures daily. Unfortunately, I attend a school where students are hardly passing state tests. Less than 1% score proficiently on math, 2% on science, and 80% of the students are just chronically absent. My school's BSU has given me the opportunity to academically compete with and against my peers at other schools with the Black Knowledge Bowl. I was also given the opportunity to visit some amazing colleges and finally given the chance to stand here and advocate for myself as I prepare to become a United States Marine. Thank you.
The vision of District BSU has put us in direct contact with advisors, staff, and district leadership that believe in our potential and have helped us get here.
I've been able to learn about historically Black colleges and universities, perform at other high schools in my district, and be seen as a positive role model as supported by you all. Especially, we would like to thank Dr. Kathleen Taylor, the Director of Equity, for
Having guest speakers has empowered and impacted us throughout this whole year. We have gotten to speak to HBCU alumni, SoCal Edison, Divine Nine, and Lockheed Martin representatives virtually who have supported us throughout our college and career pathways.
We have also been able to work locally with Justice Sundays, Teen Talk, and Pathways to Law Enforcement just by being in BSU.
Seeing the community's involvement made us want to get active as well. We have participated in many events from holiday caroling at the senior center to Easter egg drives.
And we have been able to bring diversity awareness into our schools as well by hosting cultural events even beyond Black heritage.
Our extended learning opportunities provided to us by the advisors have covered many topics, from gardening and healthy living to how to build a positive personal brand. My favorite topics this year have been the virtual student shows, which have allowed us to enjoy the performing talents of BSU students across the district. We have even gotten to talk to students that have graduated from our district about success after college.
All of the extended learning opportunities were designed for us to continue growth in our social and emotional learning, leadership skills, and our academics, which increased our overall focus in our clubs. I myself have participated in these ELOs, and I have hosted some myself.
As a club officer, the organization of each event has made me want to bring that to our own club. We have benefited from shared calendars, Google Classrooms, and announcements in District BSU.
We just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing us the time to share a piece of what our district BSU has meant to us and been for us.
Let's say thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
We're not done yet. Oh. As our schools and District BSU continue to grow, we hope that you consider maintaining or increasing our resources for us as students to succeed.
Yeah, sure.
If you don't mind, our students have shared their success stories in the program, and that is available to you with the QR code. Thank you.
I like that. Let's look at all the cards.
Oh. I don't know where I was being. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Come on now.
Count of three. BSU, you know.
Thank you. I know. I can get in. I can get in. I can get in. I got you. You know. Come up here. We can't leave. No, never. Hold on.
Okay, they're gonna wear.
Yeah, let's say it one time. I say BS, you say you, BS. BS.
You.
I say BS, you say you, BS.
You.
No. Good job, everyone. Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Sorry.
Wait, who's getting the mic?
Or are we done? Oh.
All good. Good job.
Okay, we're gonna move into item E. And this is Verkada monitoring system. This presentation, I've been waiting for this, I'm pretty excited about it. This is where we're gonna be really focusing on, hopefully on our school safety and into our strategic plan. So hopefully we will like this. So take it away.
Thank you so much for having us. My name is Juliana Del Bacaro. I'm very happy to be here.
And my name is Joseph Rebello. So previously, I was one of your points of contacts. Today, Juliana is. And what our group does at Verkada is we help keep schools safe and secure, staff and students alike. And roughly about a year and a half ago, I actually had the pleasure of walking every single one of your schools with security and/or principals. And some of the issues that I had noticed, which are not just common to Antelope Valley, but to a lot of school districts who haven't had time to focus on the safety and security when it comes to systems, like storage and cameras. I've actually heard directly from security teams that when a security system goes down, it can take 1 to 4 weeks to get it replaced. That is not very good timing. After that, I was told that people who are sometimes looking at this video footage, it might say it's 3 o'clock when it's actually 2:30. Doesn't sound like a big deal. That right there can dismiss video in core. Also putting a lot of strain on your team who is reviewing this, not being able to actually find the correlated time when a student is saying something happened at this time when it might not have. And then after that, there are no proactive alerts. Systems have modernized today. And when I say proactive alerts, that means giving your security team a heads up before an incident has even occurred. This right here creates a lot of risk, no accountability, and stress on the staff and security team that is trying to keep students safe. So Juliana?
So I'll walk through a little bit about what Verkada does, how we differentiate ourselves, some of the features that I think would be relevant. Really hoping that my videos work here. And then Joseph will go back and talk about the scoping that we've done for your school. A little bit about Verkada. We're headquartered up in the Bay Area in the Silicon Valley. We were founded by a group of Stanford and MIT computer scientists back in 2016. I always mention this because we're a very software-minded company first. One of our greatest differentiators is not only our fantastic hardware, but how our software is developed and our architecture. Our goal was to create the most modern enterprise physical security system out there on the market. And what that means for you as the end customer is we eliminate all of the centralized infrastructure that's normally required to maintain these systems. The reason that's important is we're going to be able to scale with your school and lower those maintenance costs over time. Our vision, of course, is to create a security platform which protects people, assets, and privacy. On the right is a diagram of everything that we do and how it's connected. All of our products, we started out as a camera company, which we'll be mostly focusing on today. Access control is your badging system, how you get in and out of doors. The most important thing for you to understand with our access control system, we can create lockdown scenarios. So if there is an active shooter on campus, we can lock all of the doors to make sure that those students are safe inside classrooms and able to escort them out once you have the all clear from law enforcement. We can add in environmental sensors, which will help with vaping in bathrooms, locker rooms. We can also create decibel rating alerts, which help for any type of spike in volume. So if a student is being bullied in a small and confined area, we will be able to alert you of that. We can create an alarm system for a full building infrastructure alarm. We can also add professional monitoring. So if people are not on site, you can always ensure that your site is protected, including mobile panic buttons that connect back to cellular hubs, essentially meaning that any teacher, no matter where they are on campus, can raise an alarm if they see an intruder entering the site. Guest management is your visitor management system. I will touch more on this, but this ties back into the National Sex Offender Database to make sure that no one comes on campus who shouldn't be there. Mailroom, we'll skip over that. That's managing packages for mailroom. And then intercom seems like a simple product, but we have a fully integrated security camera in that intercom. So it'll stop any type of person of interest, which will be explained here later, from coming into your buildings. All of this is natively integrated, so it's a single platform. We're going to be reducing your vendor management and really simplifying your experience for school to maintain and keep your campus safe. Here's a timeline of a bunch of our products and software updates that we've released. The most important thing to note is anytime we come out with a new feature, we automatically push it to your school. So we'll never call your school and ask you if you want to pay to upgrade to the newest analytics. Our company, we really believe if you're a customer, your system should improve along with all of our updates. So anytime we come out with something new, your system will receive that update and stay modernized. Oh, not chat. Great. I'm not going to touch on this. This can be pretty technical. But one of the things that we learned about your school is managing the DVRs on your campus can be very difficult. A DVR or NVR is a centralized device that will store all of your video footage. If that device fails, then you lose all of the video footage across the entire campus. You can think about the liabilities that come across with that. So our company has eliminated the centralized pain point, which is the NVR. And how we think about all of our products have memory storage storage on those devices where it's sending what we call metadata, thumbnails, event logs, video footage up to the cloud. So you can view that from no matter where you are. So you can remotely manage your system and always check up on what's happening on campus. And just to touch on this, we do use the highest encryption model available in the consumer market. So the system cannot be hacked. Here's a bunch of the schools that we work with in the local area. I have some bolded for you that I think would be important. Lancaster School District, of course, your neighbors. City of Lancaster is a huge customer of ours. Just last week, Victor Valley passed its first 2 school sites to move forward with Verkada, and we will hopefully be deploying for the rest of their school within the next 6 months. We'd be happy to introduce you to any of those people if you would like to talk to them. So I'll go through. These are my videos. Let's hope they work. We'll touch on perfect. A camera system. So this is what Verkada Command is. This is how you would access all of your devices. What I'm specifically going to jump into here is just one of our main cameras. So let's talk about if we actually have an intruder on campus. Well, I can go ahead and click on this people icon here. It's going to show me all of the people in different thumbnails that the camera has seen. Let's say I have a brief description of what that intruder is wearing. I can actually search by clothing color. So if I know maybe they were wearing a red shirt, I could go ahead and type that in and see everyone that the camera is thinking is wearing a red shirt. Maybe I want to look for a specific face. Maybe I understand that the local police department knows that there's someone who's been posting manifestos or threats online to the school. You can actually take a photo from that person's Facebook, whatever it is, and upload it to your Verkada Command and see if they have ever come across your campus. To take this a step further, you can create a person of interest notification, which essentially means that anytime that person comes to your campus, it will proactively notify you. So it will allow you to stop any incident from happening as opposed to just retroactively watching it on video. So it's an incredibly powerful tool for your student safety. Next, there we go. This is for you after, if you would like to play around with Verkada Command, there's a QR code. Here I'm going to touch on sensors. This is really big for vape detection. Essentially, you can track all of these different types of measurements, but what's really important about having an integrated sensor with a Verkada camera is I can actually see what's happening and when the student walked into that bathroom to detect vape, allowing you to have conversations amongst faculty or with parents to make sure that those vaping incidents stop at school and at home. All right, sorry. And then visitor guest management. Most important thing for you to understand about our visitor guest management is it will integrate with any sex offender database. It'll also integrate with your felony database. You can create lists for any type of domestic or guardian situation in which a parent is not allowed to come on campus to pick up a student. You can create deny lists if you have an expelled student. And again, because there is a fully native integration with the Verkada camera, that person of interest will actually pick up the person before they come to the front door. And if that person of interest went to your security team and maybe the SRO isn't there on site, well, that will show as soon as that person checks in. So the administrator sitting there involved with the guest management system can stop that person from coming in. We can also create specified use cases here within the platform for guardians and customize it for Antelope Valley. I have a couple more products in here, which I won't touch on, but they're for you to look at afterwards. Let me pause this. Oh, our access control, which allows you to do your lockdown. You can lock down every single door across all of your entire district or across a specific site. Important part here is we can actually create a set of user badges that can still move throughout the campus during that lockdown. If you think about the use cases for that, that would probably be any SROs that you have on campus, senior administration, your local police department, local sheriff's department. And what's great about our integrated access control and cameras is they can see the live video footage of where students are, where that perpetrator might be, and so they can help navigate students outside of the campus safely while those doors are locked. Let me pause this. Our alarms I'll let you look at after because I want to be cautious of our time. summary benefits?
So just to kind of summarize, a lot of the words, also a very tough act to follow. All of our hardware comes with a 10-year product warranty that gives you a little peace of mind. I understand that today, when hardware fails, it takes 1 to 4 weeks to have someone come out, replace it, and you're left with the bill. You have no idea what they've done. Security team doesn't even know what they've done. So once again, no accountability. And on top of that, you stay with a modern system. This isn't just a buy it and it's great now. It'll continually stay better. Your investment is not diminishing. You will have a modernized system for as long as it is active. And once again, just everything that I learned walking around, I truly believe that this is a system that can help you. Please speak to your neighbors at Lancaster School District. They will vouch for us. They are extremely happy with us. And I think they can kind of tell the story much better than we can. So once again, thank you very much for having us here in front of you all.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the board? Ms. Wynn? No? Anything? Viv, we'll get you to fill out a card. Okay.
Yeah.
Move to F, school safety. Mr. Neal.
All right, so their next presentation, we have a group of students who approached the district with some concerns about safety, and they requested to present to the board. So again, these are students from multiple schools across the district.
Thank you. Welcome.
I've learned separately that technology doesn't like me. And that is why Jonathan's here. But good evening, board and cabinet. My name is Sarah Marie Nuesca. I'm a current student of Quartz Hill High School. I'm a senior this year. With me, I have fellow students from the Antelope Valley Union High School District and members of Agents of Change.
Hello, board. I am Maria Gelani, and I am a 10th grader from Soar High School.
Hello, my name is Natalie Topper, and I am a current sophomore at Quartz Hill High School.
Hi, my name is Brianna Andrade. I'm a freshman at Soar High School.
Hello, I am Jonathan Perez, and I am a junior at Pete Knight High School.
Hello, my name is Faith Yanchesky. I'm a junior at Soar High School.
Today, we came to talk to you on school shootings. On August 30th, 2022, it all began as a normal day until my younger brother, full of anxiety, started phoning home. Only through my younger brother did we learn that Quartz Hill High School had been placed on lockdown. Rumors start spiraling that an armed person entered the campus. Luckily, these were only rumors. And unlike so many, this event did not end with lives lost. Unlike the 70 mass school shootings in 2022 to 2023 alone, with the most recent being George Wayne High School, Richardson, Virginia, and Covert High School, Nashville, Tennessee. Tragedies we're all too used to hearing and sending our condolences to. This is why we came here today as the students of your district, to share with you measures that we believe must be implemented in our district to prevent school shootings, protect us from such incidents, and minimize the negative effects of the aftermath that comes with school shootings. We wish for the district to put in our call of action protocols to protect and prevent us from witnessing the loss and tragedy in our own community. As you can see, our call of action is displayed on screen. If we can scroll down, you can scan the QR code to view it a little bit more up and close and personal. As I know myself, I have trouble seeing. We'll give you a moment to scan that. Now, if we will scroll back up there after a little bit. This is why we came here today, to discuss what we see as good measures to help prevent a school shooting. The first step.
Hello, I am here to talk about one of the several engineering feats that we could possibly use to protect us fellow students and faculty. So first, to start off, there are rapid access safety rooms that are simply folded up in the corners of each room, and they can be easily folded out. We want one of our call to actions to be putting those into each classroom, as they do come in different sizes, so they could fit in each classroom. And this safety room only adds another protection layer between the students and faculty to a possible school shooter or intruder. That is why we hope that we can get these safety rooms into our schools so we could all hopefully feel safer afterwards.
Another measure, repetition. Repetition ensures our safety. Since elementary school, we have gone through earthquake drills, fire safety drills, and sadly, lockdown drills. Prior to our meeting with the superintendent on March 10th, 2023, Quartz Hill and Knight High School had yet to see a completed lockdown drill. Following that meeting on March 10th, the following schools were scheduled to have lockdown drills in April of this year.
Antelope Valley High School reports, it came over the speakers as a drill, but some technical difficulties occurred at the start as the speakers were off and it was difficult to hear. We did go through the drill from the teachers locking the classroom door in my room to the students hiding. On April 25th, Knight High School held theirs. A student reports, it happened during the 5th period. The call was made over the speakers. All teachers locked the doors and people came around trying to open them. At least in my class, but probably in all, no students were hiding as it's a short day already and we had a lot of work to do, not to mention we were in the middle of a lab. All of the doors to the outside world were locked in my class. A Quartz Hill High School student reports, on April 19th, Quartz Hill High School had a fire drill. It was supposed to be paired with a lockdown drill, but the lockdown drill did not occur in my classroom. To my knowledge, on April 5th, the LA Sheriff's Department conducted an active shooter training at the Quartz Hill High School campus. However, no students or faculty were present as it was a student-free day. Quartz Hill High School has yet to have a completed lockdown drill with students. For the safety of our peers, we believe that it is necessary for students to have a full experience of having a lockdown drill. For Quartz Hill High School is inconsistent between classrooms and as it overburdens the teachers with having to not only have a fire drill in one day, but a lockdown drill. Classes were told a lockdown drill would be scheduled on a further date.
We need lockdown drills. This helps train our brain to overcome the initial fight, flight, and freeze responses that come with mass shootings and high stress situations. In a 2020 paper by Professor of Criminal Justice, Jacqueline Sheshkrach from New York City, who studies lockdown drills, stated, and I quote, "This is particularly important in emergency drills, as they're designed to build muscle memory, which allows people to perform certain functions in chaotic situations, such as an active attacker, when their mind is still trying to process what's taking place in the first place," end quote. The best way for us to combat these disasters and extreme casualties of school shootings and situations where we have to be placed on lockdown is to prepare through drills. This is why one of our calls of actions as the Antelope Valley Union High School District is to implement a minimum of 4 lockdown drills per school year, meaning one would occur each quarter. Repetition through these drills will increase the effectiveness of methods when we inevitably have to face this disaster in our community. It would be best if a sheriff and security guards went around to each classroom during the drill to see if they can see the students inside, hear them, or if the door is locked. This worked particularly well for Antelope Valley College and SOAR when they held their drill earlier this year, I believe in March. We acknowledge that these drills can also cause added stress for students and staff. According to an FBI report, many school shooters are alum students who have been bullied or abused at home. Mental health support can go a long way to help trauma such as near-death experiences, abuse, or endangerment, and this may prevent the next person to end up taking their peers' lives. This is why we wish to pair these drills within the same week, mental health recovery education. Mental health recovery education, as you will see as the next bullet point, will be conducted within the same week as these drills, conducted by mental health professionals on our school, like the school psychologists and our counselors. This would be able to help students cope with fears and get those difficult questions answered. An anonymous student reports.
I hold my breath when I hear loud noises, fearing there are gunshots. I recall my teacher telling the class that they would die before any of us did, that they would not see one of their pupils die.
Program Manager Cynthia Perez, an employee of the Discovery Research Center and Housing Support Services program in our community for over 10 years, states, and I quote, although the school district cannot guarantee a traumatic event like this won't happen in our district, there are steps that can be taken to help reduce the likelihood of such violences. This is why we request that each school psychologist, mental health professionals, and any staff that wish to get certified in both trauma-informing care and motivational interviewing, as you can see on our required certifications on our call of action. This proper certification will help them better support the students and staff as they navigate through those fears and difficult conversations surrounding violence, school shootings, along with the world today. To make sure that these issues are consistently being addressed and the students' input is incorporated, we propose a community committee consisting of the superintendent, designated high school students from Agents of Change, students from the Student Site Council, Congress, the State Senate, the State Assembly, LA County, the Board of Supervisors, the City of Palmdale, and the City of Lancaster, along with any designated appointees that seem necessary. This community would help. Our community can put forth this committee to help ensure to be able to productively address these concerns and more. This is why we must be able to stay productive by having at least one meeting per quarter of the Antelope Valley High School District. Not only having this one meeting following up the school drills that are supposed to occur, we'd be able to properly assess reports from not only the board, but students that firsthand experienced it. We also would be able to address any other concerns that arise during the school year. We wish to pair along with those 4 during the school year, 1 over the summer, so that we keep in constant communication. Since this topic severely affects the students should be at the front foot of these conversations. School shooters will unfortunately keep happening, as today there has been over 200 mass there has been over 200 mass shootings in the year of 2023 alone, and this is unacceptable. Luckily, we as a community can help. I fear for the children of my current generation. We fear for the children of our next generation. We fear for our friends, our peers, our teachers. We fear for our school faculty. It'll never end. However, if we take the proper action to implement, as previously stated, the rapid access safety rooms, the quarterly lockdown drills to build up muscle memory, paired with the mental health recovery education by counselors and school psychologists, alongside the relevant safe staff getting properly certified from motivational interviewing and trauma-informing care, all paired with the community committee by students and community leaders to help discuss not only these solutions for mass shootings and violence, but along with so many others, we can ensure that we take the proper steps to minimize these such tragedies. We'd like to thank you for having us on the agenda today. And now we open to any questions.
Thank you very much. Good presentation. Ms. Nguyen, do you have any questions?
Question. I just want to commend you on coming to us with a concern, a very real concern. But not only did you come to us with a concern, you came to us with possible solutions that you have obviously thoroughly discussed and talked about. So I just want to thank you.
Thank you. We have been able to meet with even the Antelope Valley Public Health, as myself and Maria are currently employed with them.
That it sounds like you're taking all the right steps in all the right directions. Thank you.
Ms. McGrady?
No, thank you.
Mr. Sanders.
If there's any other questions, I also have a video that we would like to share that occurred in 2018 at one of our own schools on Highland.
Yes,
The mother was supposed to be here today, but she could not. She is taking care of her son who is still traumatized from that shooting.
we've had it happen in our district already.
Yes.
Absolutely. Ms.
I just
Corona.
had a quick
Of course.
question. So the Agents of Change,
It's a nonprofit
okay, so
in the
it's-
community.
and do you also have other fellow peers from all different schools?
As
You're
of
just a
now-
representation of
As
that
of now,
group?
we are the representation of that group. We have students from one student from Highland, one student from Antelope Valley High School, one student from Pete Knight, a few students from SOAR, a few students from Court Sale, and we are reaching out to our friends and peers in the other schools as well. But that's why we also asked on that committee, not only for Agent of Change students to be there, but since it is mandatory for at least one student to be on the student site council for each school, that would also help for making sure that those schools are also represented by their students. We also have friends in different schools because of the wonderful organization of Kiwanis, which Key Club High School, and our lieutenant governor is actually to my left.
Great. And also just a comment, thank you all so much for your time and pure commitment to this cause, which of course we as a board take very seriously as well. So thank you for your words.
Great presentation. I just want to let you know that we are, as a board, is very committed to safety. I can tell you in our strategic plan, one of the biggest things that we're going to be addressing is our safety, because we've already had a shooting in our district.
Yes.
We understand that, and I get it. As a law enforcement officer, I'm telling you, safety is number one priority in my world. I can tell you, and as the president and this board, we've had discussions. I'm telling you that it's coming. We're going to be moving forward in that, and I'm sure we'll be reaching out to you guys.
And I'm glad it's coming, but it needs to happen as of today.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
We have a video that's roughly a minute long. I'll turn it off after you hear the student's name, but it's from Highland
Mark,
of that time.
before we screen the video, if you would mind sending me the link, I can share it
Of
with
course,
the
that'd
board.
be so much easier.
I can share with the board members and then they can see it.
Thank you.
Wounded in the shooting at Highland High School in Pop.
Well, you can share it.
Excuse me, sir.
There's now a damages
Sir,
claim against the
excuse
school
me.
district.
Can you go
I would
and
assume what
let the
Leo
kids
saw when you
present?
posted this.
I think Mr. Nehan just made a decision that the link will go to Mr. Nehan and he will show it to the board.
Okay,
So thank you very much. Let your kids present. Thank you very much. Sir, thank you very much.
Part of the presentation,
Sir, thank you very much. We gave time for the kids to speak. Thank you very much. And if you could please give that link to Mr. Nehan and we will view it. Thank you very much. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Would we be able to present it over the screen currently or not because it was sent late?
Say again.
Would we be able to present it on the Promethean board or not be?
I think Mr. Nehan wants to
Yeah.
preview anything.
Makes
that
Yeah, we need
we're
to preview it
showing.
and make sure it has closed captions.
And
Makes
we have a
sense.
rule that everything has to be closed caption. We've decided that as a board, so we want to make
That-
sure we're following our own rules. But if
That I
you,
personally do think about closed captions as a student that's currently studying ASL and has a friend that is deaf, that is very considerate.
yes, I will give that to Ms. Corona. She led us all the way down that path, so thank you very much. But if you would please send it to him, we will review. We will view it.
Okay.
I actually really want to see it.
And would we be able to plan a meeting, even if it's one-on-one, for us to regroup on this at least next month in June so that we can see the progress or any other things as a group?
Sure. What I'll do is I'll refer you to Mr. Nehan, and Mr. Nehan will set anything up.
Could the superintendent please forward me your email since I've been communicating with him?
Or you want to see my email?
Could I have, the person I'm supposed to contact?
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
You need
Yes,
my
I've been
email?
can I have it again by chance?
Sure.
And thank you.
Sure.
And our emails, just so you know, are up on the website. You can email us at any time. as well.
Perfect. I would also, I'll try to CC everyone then,
Okay, perfect.
so that
Thank
we
you.
can plan a date that whoever can be present, so that we can properly regroup as, even if it's not in a present stage, but as a committee before we come back as a present stage.
Awesome, great. You guys did a great job. I really appreciate you.
You got my support.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you have that. No, you have that. Moving on. It's a good presentation of those kids. All right. We will go into a board officer report. G. I had the pleasure, along with Miss Wynn was it last night or the night before? The 4.0 dinner, truly amazing. We had almost 900 students across this valley with 4.0 or better. I mean, it was incredible. Many scholarships were given out. And it was a great event. And our district did a great job presenting. Where's she at? Hold on. Why are you trying to hide? Congratulations, good job. All right. Okay, but I also have to say we did make a mistake. There was 13 kids out of our virtual academy that was not notified. We're looking into why that happened. And I would like to propose to the board that the next meeting, I would love to be able to invite all those students at 4.0 and above and have them recognized at our next meeting. I am going to go out personally and try to get some funding to provide some scholarships because I think they missed out on a potential opportunity. One of our students did attend, but for some other reason they were there, and I personally handed out a scholarship because their name was drawn from the hat. So it's kind of weird. We didn't invite them, but one showed up and they won. So it was awesome. But I'd like to extend that opportunity to the other kids that did a great job. And I don't, if that's okay with the direction of the board, Mr. Nian, can we do that by consensus? Good, good. All right. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Cronin.
I just wanted to say that I went to the end of year.
Getting in trouble always, you get the board at the end.
Oh,
But I'll give you
That's
my
right.
time. I'm always trying to throw it out there. Sorry, Mr. Nehan. You're supposed to keep it straight. And now we will move to H, Antelope Valley Schools Transportation AVSTA report update. Mr. Hawkins, the president of that.
Thank you. They are happy to announce that they are starting a class with 20 new drivers in it. And that it's a slim possibility they may have another electric bus sometime in September. They have a contract and the first one looks like it may be delivered in September, they're hoping. And so they're working on the infrastructure for that and others.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
All right, we will move to I, AVTA, Michael Millings is our representative. I know Michael is not here. Yeah. Okay. I'll move on to J, Miss Karen White, CSEA. I see her. Good evening.
Good evening, Board President, Mr. Hughes, board members, student board member, Mr. Delgado, and congratulations again. And board cabinet, Mr. Nehan, Mr. Willis, and Ms. Orozco. It doesn't seem like I was standing here just the other day. You're too kind. And I was commenting to you concerning that little hourglass that was quickly draining the granules of the sand for this school year. And here we are, and May seems to be on its way out really quickly now. Our seniors are realizing that this year is coming to an end and creating excitement for them as well as anxiety. And soon they'll begin a new page in their lives. And for some, it will be a real culture shock with either going to college or a reality of getting a job or taking into consideration what their future holds for them. We hope our efforts over the past 4 years with them, that we will provide for them the support and give them a productive and giving them help to succeed in whatever career path they've chosen. Next year is already on the horizon, as I said last time we met, and we're already on that path, making plans for August, and there's still a lot to do before we get there. I know, as with a lot of things, you only hear the negative or the bad side of what's going on. I've never heard of the good things that are occurring or what's being planned. And I know I bring with me complaints, problems, issues, and objections, but I also want to acknowledge the positive and the good things that occur as well. And having said that, I want to thank Assistant Superintendent Mrs. Cristina Ramos and Director of HR, Mr. Daniel Ramos, for our open communication this past year. Our meetings have been very difficult at times with things that we've had to deal with. We've pulled together for good trainings and opportunities for our members, and are always looking forward towards positive solutions for the future. Restoring this relationship mended a bridge that needed renewal and trust, which we embrace and covet. So thank you for reviving CSEA and the district's partnership. Last week, you approved an agreement between the Antelope Valley Union High School District and the Los Angeles and Orange Counties Building and Construction Trade Council with a bunch of councils and unions for construction, repair, you name it. We are very pleased that it was a unanimous approval by the district and that the district is working and using unionized workers. Next week, CSEA celebrates and embraces Classified School Employees Week. CSEA has a long history, which came into existence 97 years ago when 2 custodians decided to help a secretary who was being denied the benefits she deserved. They helped secure her rights, and then the rest is history. Today, CSEA is the largest classified school employee association in the continental United States. Not bad, until you realize we're only located in California. The theme CSEA has adopted this year is classified professional, indispensable, and inspiring, invincible. Our classified staff provides support in a multitude of ways as we inspire our students and others with encouragement. We are indispensable. We push forward and make things which seem impossible happen. We are invincible. Our dedication is shown every day as we connect with students, families, and the community, from providing meals to providing work with our teachers and assisting students, working around the clock to stock, clean, and prepare for the next day, preparing the grounds for sports and other outdoor activities while keeping our facilities cool in the summer and warm in the winter. The list goes on and on. Our members take pride in their work, and like everyone here, they have students, families, and the teachers' best interests pinned to their hearts, like one of their own family. You don't find that commitment everywhere, but they have it and it makes us invincible. I wish each and every one a successful and enduring Classified School Employees Week. Once again, I thank you for your attention with my comments. I hope you can enjoy the upcoming Memorial Day weekend, which is just around the corner. And the key word is memorial. And I hope you will remember those who have served and are now serving our nation. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Are there any comments from the public on agendized items? Hold on one second, Greg.
Yes.
All right, is there any comments from the floor?
Yes, we have three agendized item comments.
Okay. The public is invited to address the board on any agendized item. To address the item on the agenda, speaker forms must be given to the designee before the board president announces the item. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each, and the total time for public input on each item shall be limited to 20 minutes. Only one person is permitted to stand at the podium at a time. No speaker may relinquish a time allotted to another speaker. During public comments, the board listens to concerns. The board may ask questions for purpose of clarification. The law prohibits the board from entering into a dialogue with the public or taking action on items not on the agenda. First speaker.
Carrie Agomo, item 7E.
Welcome, Carrie.
Hello again. I just wanted to talk about one of the agenda for the surveillance cameras. And as a Antelope Valley student, I think it's a bit unnecessary for the over-the-top surveillance, especially with the data collecting. There's no trust already in the districts with the students. So I think adding this type of surveillance when we need is like more therapists, more counseling, more providing for mental health rather than try to put these kids in boxes and putting them in surveillance cameras. I think that'll be better instead of, focusing on whether a student vapes or not. I think we should focus more on what's really going on with the students rather than focusing on what they do, whether it's inside school or outside of school. So I just wanted to keep that a little short, saying that I think the surveillance is a little crazy, especially when there's already security guards and most of them don't even respect the students' privacy in general. So I think already adding an invasion of privacy with this is going to build even more distrust, not enough like communication with the students and the staff, especially with the district. So that's all I think about that. I think it's a little crazy, and I think it might break some rules, especially with the sound invasion with the cameras. I think that's a little illegal, I think. But I think that I don't think we should have that involved in the schools at all. I don't think we should have that in the district. I think that's the last thing that students want. I think the best thing that they need is more security, more protection, rather than have them in little boxes and watching them like it's a prison. Thank you.
Thank you.
Indy Love, 7F.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. Welcome.
So the last time I was here, I did give you guys information as far as the COC meeting. I relayed just information as far as what the Office of Inspector General, their report had given. Myself and my team with CCC, we had advocated for a while to get the Office of Inspector, I'm sorry, not just Office of Inspector General, but the COC body to come up to the Antelope Valley, which they did about a week ago. I'm not sure if I've seen any of you guys there.
I believe Miss Wynn, you were there on Saturday? I thought you went. And I know
Point of
we had-
clarification, the district did have representation at the meeting.
Yes, I thought we did. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem.
I'll give you some extra time.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So the reason why I'm here is because I want to build on a couple of the things that we were talking about today, the importance of the BSU and some of the statistics that they brought up today. As you guys know, there was a advocacy group a few years back called the Black Panthers. They understood a certain principle that basically broke down that until somebody feels safe and fed and comfortable going to school, that their grades are going to suffer. They're not going to be in an environment and where education can be used for their advancement. And as Black kids and Black people here in this country, one of the biggest tools that has been harmful towards us has been the education system. As you guys know, it's been a big struggle for them to get into the education system to where it's been equitable for us. But even more important is that in the OIG report that you guys just received is that Lancaster leads in a huge numbers advantage in all the wrong ways. So the Office of Inspector General showed that the SRDs, for everybody that doesn't know, those are the sheriffs that work on campus. We have about 86% arrest rates with all contacts with Black students. This is exclusive to Black students. No other students are experiencing this right now. That means that almost every time an officer talks to a Black kid, he ends up getting arrested. This drastically impacts our school to prison pipeline, and it's only happening to Black kids. Again, it is only happening to Black kids, and it is drastically increased inside of the Lancaster schools alone. So being that the body that controls the contract with the SRDs is you guys, I really wanted you guys to be there to hear the Oversight Commission address these things. Also with the Sheriff's Department there, they were all there. The problem is that we have a big gaping gap between the resources that are poured towards Black students, especially when it's not even opinion-based anymore. This is a factual report that has been given to all of us, and it is incumbent upon everybody who has any sort of power or responsibility towards the well-being and the safety of Black kids to act on those things. And no one was there. No one on this body was there.
You guys more time.
So I just wanted to be able to point out, not only to you guys, I really don't want performative activism on behalf of Black kids. I don't play activists. And I think that is very important, especially because we all smiled and took pictures with the BSU, but then didn't show up on their behalf when they needed us. So that's heartbreaking to me. And I hope that you guys take this thing as seriously as the rest of everybody else who's pouring there. We already know that the payment for teachers is way less than it should be. We know that the way that the students move here, they don't feel as protected as they need to. And when a report comes out that shows the factual data and information that our students are suffering in more ways than one, not my opinion, not the opinion of everybody else here, the Office of Inspector General presented this. Nobody here showed up. I just want to make sure that the public understands this, because it's our job to vote and elect you guys in. So if we say the BSU and these Black kids are important, we have to put our money where our mouth is. We have to put our feet and our legs to the ground. We can't just say that and then not show up for them when it's the most important. These numbers were egregious and disgusting, and I hope you guys all read those things. So it is now on us for the next steps that are going to happen. So I'm going to come back again, and I would like to know what steps have been taken, because I gave things that we could do, and there were also solutions in the reports that I gave. And again, nothing happened, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Next,
Vivian 10B.
Miss Vivian, welcome.
President, Mr. Roscoe and Ms. Ramos, and our board student and our superintendent and new legal person. I don't even know where to begin, what I was about to say, because, I normally just kind of catch this stuff on the tail end, but I want to first say thank you for the BSU program people that came. We should really give them a great job, did a great job. I actually went outside because we were trying to have some of them to come out and come back and kind of listen to what goes on. It's sad that the kids come up here and do their performances and whatever, but really don't know what the districts, the things that are going on. But I bet you if the students did speak up and learn it, just like that young lady right there, Miss Carrie Agamo, great job. I'm gonna just say this. I know this much about these things. About what I came up here to speak about was the school board, I guess the Quartz Hill getting ready to have a contract for the lowest bidder. I will say this, from being here, coming here since 2019 to the present, what I have learned, even for Highland High School, there are many things that coaches and teachers and Dr. Ruffin, Bob Davis, different people that will say, there's so many things that are on the east side that are not being addressed. It just floors me how I don't see a whole lot of stuff that says there's so much stuff that needs to be repaired on there. There's so much stuff that's being given to the west side, which I live on, but that don't matter to me because this is all a desert. I say that because my son, also one of them, were there for school and stuff. And we all know that there's all kind of stuff that's still going on in this district. And I'll share that about, my civility part. But when it comes to Quartz Hill and other schools getting some of these things that I don't see the east side getting, Highland getting, there are many things that I think that the district here on the board should really go ahead and have either have even, who would really know? A custodian. A custodian and the coaches would know what really is needed at these schools that are short about the flooring, the grounds, the upkeep of the equipments and stuff like that, because there are so many things that I've heard back in the day where a lot of the things that are broken are a lot of times the kids that are black, football stuff. We don't even have buses that used to go to Highland, as I used to tell you. The kids used to have to get on them vans and stuff, and all that kind of stuff went on about who shouldn't be driving the vans and illegal stuff that was going on. We had no buses. The students were driving the kids to the school. So things such as whatever, if they need roofing, I'm sure with all the nice renovations that are going on at Quartz Hill, and I drive there often and see, I'm sure that some of these schools that are on this east side have a lot of things that need to be addressed. And I know my new board members are interested in knowing about them because you know what? I know you're interested because you guys are great. I appreciate seeing you all on this board. You just don't know how I am thankful to not have to look outside of you three when I know that there are things that are going on that I still can't take with those two and other people on this board. So I say that, and I'm not going to ever to stop saying it until I don't see them no more, because in my opinion, they make your board a disgrace to sit up on the board, especially when they don't go to things such as the BSU, like they were talking about, concert of contract, things that they do. But Wynn always has something to say about something she's been a part of or what she's been doing for all these years and years and years. But you never have stood up for the things that are right for some of these black kids. You can say what you say, but I'm going to tell you like it is. We got derailers in this department that started even when people put in complaints. They're on this board, they're sitting around, and they're on this here so-called team. Check them out, get them out of here because they don't need to be here.
Thank you. Any other?
That's all of our agendized items.
Okay, public comment for non-agendized. Are there any comments from the public on non-agendized items?
Yes, we have 6.
Okay. The public is invited to address the board on any matter not on the agenda that is within the jurisdiction of the board. To address an item not on the agenda, speaker forms must be given to the designee before the board president announces this item. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each, and a total time for public input shall be limited to 20 minutes. Only one person is permitted to stand at the podium at a time. No speakers may relinquish a time allotted to another speaker. During public comments, the board listens to the concerns. The board may ask questions for purposes of clarification. The law prohibits the board from entering into a dialogue with the public or taking action on an item not on the agenda. First speaker, please.
Janice Johnson. Janice Johnson.
Okay.
Xavier Herrera.
Right, welcome.
From Peanut High, and I'm a junior. As a lone student attempting to be the advocate of my school and the safety of colored students, today I've come up to speak on the unforgivable silence upon student voices ongoing in Peanut High. This involves most of the trusted staff and it includes discrimination, racism, sexism, and grooming of minors. A couple of months ago, I was transferred to Fabian Montagu's class, a teacher at the school that is trying to teach film theory. And immediately on the first week, I heard him use the N-word ending in the ER while talking to Black students. Shortly after, I started to dress in a more non-traditional, baggier style and immediately was judged for it. Classrooms are meant to be non-discriminatory, but Mr. Montague tainted that rule. This comes to relevance when I was going to discuss my grade with him, as I have done all my assignments, but my grade was still a 0. And upon speaking to him about it, and he told me that I was a Mexican, and a Mexican such as myself couldn't be this successful, and I was most likely copying from the other white students. I brushed this aside as not wanting to start conflict as it was my first month in the class. But not even a week later, he used the white student that he accused me of copying from in an example of how she does all of her assignments and started to massage her shoulders while leading up to her neck, and finally releasing when she asked him to stop. A month or so later, I began to record myself in the class as to avoid myself getting sent to the on-site detention. He sent me numerous times for little things as asking to use the restroom or me asking to be let out of a locked room that he knew I was in. And I recorded him saying the N-word to a group of African Americans in an almost eager tone. I still have that video. I swiftly reported this, and upon filling out a statement,
Excuse
submitting
me
it
1 second. Can you provide that video to Mr. Nehan, please?
right now.
No, when you're done.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's got time. Thank you.
Submitting it to the officials and sending the video to the council's assistants. They told me that they would contact me in the same week. It has been a month and a half, and I've yet to be contacted by anybody on the matter. It was then that a classmate introduced me to Dr. Coronado. I was then decided to share this unfortunate incident with the public, the board, with the AVUHSD superintendent. This is the only time I was taken out of the class to discuss the matter. It was after I began to have the talk on the matter with Dr. Miguel Coronado from the Agents of Change. I requested to have him present at the night high school because I did not feel comfortable meeting up with administrators myself. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to voice the injustice at my high school.
Okay, thank you.
How do I send the video to? Do you have an iPhone?
Diana Padilla Garcia.
Hello. Good evening to all. I'm glad that I'm back here after all the shenanigans of the elections are over. It was a circus. So I am a parent at Highland High School. I do have a special ed student and a regular ed student as well. I come here today because I just have to share that the discrimination to our special ed students just continues to live in our schools every day. My son was supposed to be in an elective that he was denied access to participate in their concert yesterday. And that's just disappointing to come to realize that it's just normal in this district. And it wasn't only him, it was another one of his peers, of course, in special ed. You have to remember that our kids also have the right to be in electives, just like any other peer. That's according to FAPE. So you are denying him his basic rights that he should have, just like any other typical kid. Then the teacher comes back to say that what we already know, that you guys are not giving them the support to add our special ed students to their courses. That's just a fact. There's nothing for them. But yet, we have and I want to be politically correct because I don't want to get told that I'm slandering anyone later, that our superintendent is getting an over 15% increase when you can't even create an elective for our kids in special ed. That's just sad. We see your priorities where they're at, obviously not in our students. And we see that you have our students here telling you that, and you don't care. We have our kids coming to this board because you don't listen to the parents, obviously. Now we have our kids coming in and you still don't listen to them. So we have the kids talking about safety. What happened to that gap analysis report that was done after the Highland incident? You guys haven't talked about that. You guys didn't even tell them that there's a report where you were told what you needed to do, but yet you continue to sit on it and don't act to protect our children. So, I mean, I just know why, you guys are just left, you guys don't have God in your life. That's why.
Thank you. Next.
Vivian,
Came back in 2019, first time coming here. No one puts words in my mouth, so I'm gonna just say the civility is what I'm speaking on because these two nuts on your board here, the racism, civility thing that I'm saying is just what she said and just what the young boy just said. Being called niggers, kids were called, go out there and play like some niggers at Highland. I done had people come to my home, even was served by some woman, I'm gonna say her name because it was on her paperwork here. Somebody from Stockdale's camp, whatever, Cindy Fletcher sent something for me. But remember I was one time in your last board meeting where some woman come all the way up in my face, COVID time, and dropping something on the floor, which is what I was being served to get sued for $20,000 because Stockdale lied and so did Hunt. And the judge saw that, but the district still has kept these kind of teachers, and especially the coach that called the kids niggas, and these people that do these investigations, someone that worked with Shannon at AV, all these things that go on about how people are saying they're going to do something with our last superintendent that wasn't worth a damn. And I'm saying that because kids are being mistreated, special ed. I say that for a fact because you know what? When Dr. Ruffin was standing up there with other people like Bob Davis, they were trying to make things happen because of how prejudiced and how racist this town is and how many teachers, I'm not even going to exclude them. There are many teachers that are good and there's many teachers that are bad in this district, and you know who you are. But when it came to the point of how Dr. Ruffin and them stood up for these kids being called the N-words and stuff, nobody came to the rescue for these kids in the sense of really seeing who they were. They were just like Diane Padilla just said. The two kids that got kicked off of the team were 12th graders. That didn't get kicked off. One wasn't played at the end of the game because he brought them to the championship. So Oxnard, that game that they had that year, Oxnard should never have won. But with the no good DJ Hines and the other coach that stood up there with Stockton, they failed to let two players play. They kicked off a learning disability kid. I know that was my son's friend who also had his learning disability. But you know, these kids don't like to say that they have issues about nothing. But coaches will go behind in these kids' records, just like way that they did, and failed to let these kids play. So two 12th graders didn't get to play because we have these civility fools sitting up here, these two, that's McGrady and Win, who sits here and act like they are so for the kids. But when they were sitting on this board, sitting where you were, it was just a joke. Even the district, even let me just say this, the newspaper, I have to say it because they all in collusion. There is a collusion with these two nuts and Antelope Valley Press. The one that I'm talking about is
30 seconds.
Drake here. Drake refuses to use Dr. Victoria Ruffin's name. She had no problem. Yeah, she should walk out the room. She should. She has no problem doing what they do in this district with humiliating Black kids and putting their faces on things that they shouldn't to make it look like there's a problem with Black kids that do things or Spanish kids. My issue about this district, I will come and talk about their civility because when she was walking around laughing like, you know, the Trumplican that she is or the way she is with the neck of feeling like she's doing that white supremacist stuff, she was happy to hurt Black kids and Spanish kids. And I'm here to let it be known. I hope you love to see my Black face.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Elizabeth Pineda,
Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening to the cabinet and esteemed members of the board. My name is Elizabeth Pineda, and I am a 17-year educator in this district. American singer Sam Cooke wrote a song called "A Change Gonna Come" in 1963 during the Civil Rights Movement, and sadly, many of us are still waiting to see those changes he discussed. Disproportionate numbers of African Americans are impacted by homelessness, incarceration, unemployment, and mental illness across the state and across this country. Yet we as educators are charged with the task of inspiring and motivating our African American students in a society that reflects the possibility of hardship for them, with skin color seemingly the deciding factor. We are assigned this role with minimal resources targeted for African-American students and their unique learning experiences on our campuses. In fact, though the African-American subgroup has fallen into underperforming for decades on state testing, California has yet to designate a mandate to address this glaring issue. Our district LCAP goals reflect the state's recommendation, which is fiscally appropriate and necessary. And fortunately, our district has taken unprecedented action to support African-American student achievement with the implementation of a SIGDIS CSAIS plan that has covered multi-tiered support systems, positive behavior intervention strategies, and as of 2021, the Black Student Union. The Antelope Valley has an African-American population of 15%, which is higher than the county and state averages. The district BSU comprises now every site in the Antelope Valley Union High School District, which means that these efforts have the potential to impact our entire community. With the unwavering support of Dr. Catherine Taylor, our district's first director of equity, District BSU has been granted resources to participate in every activity from extended learning opportunities, the Black Knowledge Bowl, and our social emotional learning summits. Most importantly, our students, advisors, and larger community members have witnessed the power of advocacy, allyship, and advancement. However, on September 30th of 2023 this year, there will be no CSAIS plan to facilitate this work. We want to utilize board policy 1230 regarding school-connected organizations to enact the district BSU as an entity with a governing constitution and elected officers under the support of the superintendent.
30 seconds.
I stand before you as the elected 2023-2024 leader of the District BSU Leadership Council. We have officers from Palmdale, Little Rock, Lancaster, Highland, Desert Winds, and we are requesting that even as CSAIS goes away this upcoming school year, please continue to support the District BSU with the resources we need to create unforgettable enrichment for our students. They deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Dr. Miguel Coronado.
Welcome.
President, thank you. Superintendent, board members. Ms. President, I'm glad you won. I supported you. I really am. Ms.
Thank you.
Corona, Miguel, I've known you for years. You were my brother's wedding. Think highly of you. And we need to talk in person. You stood me up for lunch. We need to talk. Ms. Corona, I'm Coronado. Okay, but that means you have the crown. Okay, so let's talk. I just need you to listen to this.
Highland High School in Palmdale is suing. There's now a damages claim against the school district. And Eyewitness News reporter Leo Starworth, he posted this video on Twitter of the young man speaking out about the shooting, and Leo has more.
When I go to school, I would think.
There's now a damages claim.
15-year-old Robert Ruiz.
It could happen at another.
15-year-old Robert Ruiz Dominguez reflects on the horror of being wounded by a gunman who opened fire on the campus of Highland High School in Palmdale the morning of May 11th. Robert was wounded in the arm, the alleged gunman, a 14-year-old former student.
I was just like really shocked to see that was pointed at me and feeling the pain after.
An attorney representing the victim has filed a claim against the school.
Schools have an obligation to protect our students. We want our children to learn and to thrive. The school here failed to do that. So we have.
Okay, so that's what we're trying to prevent. Plain and simple. I'm gonna stay out of this committee. I'm gonna let my students do their thing. I have to do that. I don't want to be a distraction because this is gonna happen. Mr. Hughes, you're law enforcement, it's gonna happen. So what we want to do is making sure that all our leaders just don't show your face and give us thoughts and prayers because it's gonna be too late. Here's the issue, that the majority of our student body are brown and black. And those lives matter. And even the small percentage of white kids, like my student over there, they are. So it's our obligation to protect them. As far as complaints I'm getting, sexual harassment, discrimination, teachers beating students, coaches having sex. I mean, I don't know what to do. I'll be here every time. And I just don't have time because I just had a baby. Not me, my wife, but you get what I'm saying. I support this board. I can't wait for Danita Wynn to leave, and I definitely can't wait for Ms. McGray to leave. I almost got him by 3:70, and I was gonna clear house, believe that.
30 seconds.
In the last 30 seconds that I have, please look at that section over there. I think it's the most principals. What do you see with that side over there? There's no black representation in the schools as principals. I think there's, one black principal and I think one Latino principal. So we need to diversify. Our student body need to reflect who teaches them. I love teachers so much that I married one. I love white people so much that I married one. So this isn't about color. This is about making sure that we come together to make sure that we save these students' lives. Mr. Hughes, I need 30 more seconds because I reached out to the superintendent.
You have it.
In good faith, sir, in good faith. And I said, please meet me at Pete night to hear these stories from these students because they're so egregious. I don't want to convolute what these good students are telling me. I respect you for years, and you thought you were too busy to show up. And as a result, you know what happened? We had to get representation for students. Bradley Gage is representing 2 other students that have been abused by this teacher. And that kid over there that just heard from him, he couldn't participate. So he showed up and to tell you what's going on. There's so much going on in this district, Mr. Hughes, Mr. President and board, that I have faith that you're going to make this happen. You'll hear from me directly. Mr. Hughes, I still haven't had lunch with you. We plan to do that after you won your election. I look forward to do that. Ms. Corona, the same thing with you, and the same thing with Mr. Sanchez, who I love and respect very much. And for you, ma'am, thank you so much. You're always so polite, so friendly, and I really appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. You always ask me about my kid when you see me, and nothing delights a parent more than asking for their kids, and that's why we want to protect them in our schools.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's concludes all of our public comments. Harry?
Hello. First of all, I just wanted to thank that student over there for sharing out their story, because that inspired me again to come out here again and share my story after I don't know how many times. But I'm currently a senior right now in Lancaster High, and I am fighting to graduate after one of my teachers completely messed up my chances of graduation. Junior year it started, not even junior year, junior year it started, and I'm still trying to fight for it right now. My English teacher, Miss Rivera, her mother called me the N-word 3 times in one sentence, and I had to stand there and just be like, oh, you can't say that. And she had to defend herself again. And so I reached out to my English teacher telling her, hey, did you know your mother called me the N-word 3 different times? And then she then on says that, oh, she's not racist. She'll never do such a thing like that. I think you're switching things up a little. And she pretty much just tried to convince me not to report it. I already made reports on it. I'm already in the process of getting it over with. I'm trying to graduate. I'm currently stuck now with 14 credits behind, just other credits too. I can't graduate now. I literally have to reach a certain window of credits just for me to walk. I'm not even getting my diploma that night because of the same teacher who is still working there. Same with her mother, she's still working there. And I have to stay up until 6 in the morning so I can do these packets, turn them in the next day, do the same process over again. And I still have to do it for summer when I should be working, when I should be doing stuff for college. And yet I have to hold that off because of a teacher who completely screwed me over when this all could have been prevented, honestly, if I was never in this district, honestly. My last school, I was already in the progress of already graduating. I was already in the process of doing all that, and I had to move. So going here already for my first month, I was already followed with transphobia, racism, all these other things. And yet I come back here again, no noise, no nothing, nothing is being heard. Every time I go to that campus, she's still there. She still talks to me like nothing even happened, like she didn't call me a nigga. So I would like to tell everyone here to actually try to do something about these students and actually help these students. All these students that are being troubled right now are Black and brown students. Where's the noise for them? Where's all this stuff? Why are we speaking out about this stuff? We have to have actual students come up here when How many times have this been reported? I'm sure this is a constant thing. I'm sure this is a very constant thing because my sister went to this school
30
too.
seconds.
Special ed, Black student, she got put down by a security guard. I don't know how many, 3, 4? And nothing was being, no help from it. We didn't get any justice from it. And I'm here right now to speak for her and for myself because I shouldn't be having to waste my entire senior year at home doing my stuff when I shouldn't even be doing that. I should have been with my senior class, and yet I wasn't even able to celebrate with them. I wasn't even able to go to the sunset with them. So rethink it about it a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We'll move to 8. Educational Services Action Item. Educational Services, review of credits, grades, marking manual. Version 7, first read discussion. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees receive the attached credits, grades, and marking manual version 7 for review. First read and discussion. Great. Educational Services, okay. Say again. Okay. B, Educational Services Edmentum courseware core elected online curriculum first read discussion. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees receive the attached course description for review. First read and discussion. 9, Personnel Service Action Items. Antelope Valley Union High School District AVTA collective bargaining MOU regarding independent study. It is recommended the Board of Trustees approve the agreement with AVTA as presented. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. B, 2022 to 23 certificated management and cabinet salary schedules. It is recommended the Board of Trustees approve the revised 2022-2023 certificated management and cabinet salary schedules as presented. May I have a motion? I'll motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. Okay, seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. 10, business service action items. A, award contract to the lowest responsible bidder, bid 04/22-23 AB High School Small Gym, Building 32, Building 33 re-roof. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees award a contract to Western Pacific Roofing Corporation as the lowest responsible bidder and authorize Brian Hawkins to execute the contract on behalf of the district. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. B, award contract to the lowest responsible bidder, bid 05/22-23 Quartz Hill High School Small Gym re-roof. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees award a contract to Western Pacific Roofing Corp. as the lowest responsible bidder and authorize Brian Hawkins to execute the contract on behalf of the district. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Okay, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so move. C, approved proposal for Little Rock High School Ag Farm Electrical Sub Panel Installation. It is recommended the Board of Trustees approve the attached proposal from Stevens Constructions, Inc. and authorize Brian Hawkins as the authorized agent to execute the contract on behalf of the district. May I have a motion? I will motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. I'm pretty proud about this. We're really moving forward on the FFA and getting our barns and areas up to speed, and you should see a lot more coming in the future. So any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. Administrative Services, number 11, action items. Discussion about Parental Advisory Committee. Can I invite Mr. Gillette up to the podium, please? Sorry, sir. Long meeting. Mr. Gillette is our chairman of the recently approved District Parental Advisory Committee. I'm very excited to have you here, sir. Please introduce yourself.
Well, first, I'd like to say, after listening to the students and parents, we got a lot to work on. And I promise you, we will start. For those of you that don't know me, I have a BS in business education. I have a master's in kinesiology. I taught high school for 6 years. I taught at the community college here in Lancaster at AVC for 18 years. I was a Division I basketball coach. I coached golf and basketball here at the college. I even served as vice president of student services at Antelope Valley College. From the time my kids were 13, 10, and 7, I raised them by myself. And one graduated from Lancaster High School, 2 graduated from Quartz Hill High School. And I can tell you, it takes a bunch to raise 3 kids when you're by yourself. But I had great support from the school system. And my son is an LA County deputy. My oldest daughter teaches 2nd grade, Minot, North Dakota. And my youngest daughter is the manager of a hospital. So they were very successful. When I came here, I was only going to be here for a couple of years because I'd been a, quote, big time college basketball coach. I fell in love with the community and the people. And that's why 32 years later, I'm still here. I'm very excited and proud that you asked me to chair this committee, and listening to the students and the parents. We got some work to do and we will get after it. I promise you that. Students have been my life. That's why I'm still here, is to help students. So thank you.
Okay, hold on, dude, hold on. Ms. Corona, can I give you some instructions? Can you and Mr. Schlett here get together? And I would like you to outline, I know you've already been working on it, but together outline the roles and the duties of the District Parental Advisory Committee. We will be putting some other members on with you once we have the basically outline of what we want them to do. So, and Ms. Corona, if you will take that assignment, I'd appreciate it.
Yes,
All right,
Thank
she said yes to the dress. All right.
I'll just need your contact info. I'll get it from Mr. Hughes.
Any questions from?
I'll open it up. Mr. Sanchez, do you have anything?
No.
Mr. Delgado, I always try not to forget you.
No, I mean, sounds great.
Ms. Nguyen? Okay, and I know you're gonna have a lot to say and fix.
I'm just really excited to be a part of this as well. So look forward to, definitely, we have a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, very much. And sir, it's gonna be a long meeting, so go. Thank you very much for waiting. We
Good night.
appreciate you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, a lot of work, sir. Okay. We're gonna move to 12, approved consent agenda.
Mr. President,
Yes.
before we get into it, I'd like to request that we pull item 13C.
Okay, we will pull 13C. There were some changes to that, correct? Yeah.
The
Statewide.
program, by virtue of action of the state, that program no longer exists, and that was done today.
Okay, great. So approve items listed in the following consent agenda categories: educational services, student services, personal services, business services, administrative services. Actions proposed for the consent agenda are items consistent with adopted policies and approved practices of the district and are deemed routine in nature. The board will be asked to approve all the items in the consent agenda by a single vote unless any member of the board asks that an item be removed from the consent agenda be considered and discussed separately. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the items listed in the following consent agenda categories: educational service, student services, personal services, business services, and administrative services as presented. Is there anything? Okay, I'll go to you first, Ms. Corona.
15D is in David and 16G.
Okay,
Are those for discussion or discussion and vote?
I was going to get there, Mr. Superintendent, but yes, that's the question.
Discussion or discussion and separate vote?
We'll start with 15D. Do you
I
want?
think just discussion,
Okay, and G, 16G.
right, discussion.
Okay. Ms. Nguyen? No. Okay. Mr. Sanchez? Okay, I don't have anything either. So let's go ahead and I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Or wait, actually, do you want to talk about that first? Let's talk about that first. I got to get a motion first.
A motion to get it on the floor for discussion.
I'll make the motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second. All right, discussion. Go ahead. So
Okay,
you want to go to
start with-
15D first?
Okay, so 15D, I just wanted to highlight this coordinator of visual and performing arts. I think this is going to make a huge impact within the district of what we support, but how we can better support our staff, the students, when it comes to visual and performing arts areas, which includes, of course, the program, but also what arts education can do overall for all of our students. And so I just wanted to say how proud I am to have gotten this on today's agenda, because it's very important to me, and I hope we find someone that is phenomenal for that position.
And I would like to commend you for the hard work that you did to get that there, and good job. And I'm sure that the staff is going to like this position to give them the support they need. Anybody else on this item? Okay, and then 16G.
Yes, so with 16G, I just wanted to make note of, so specifically I'm looking at, and I got the reasoning. I was just very curious about the amount of money that we spend on paper. So and this is a third of my understanding, Mr. Hawkins, $62,000 on paper. Oh, sorry, 2/3, because yes. So 90 approximately thousand for the year. And I just was talking to Mr. Nehan, and I was surprised to hear there's no blue recycle bins in the district office for paper. So I understand. I mean, we have paper.
Do you want to give some directions?
We love paper. So what I would ask of Mr. Nehan is to bring forth a proposal of how the district can implement a recycling program, not only for paper, but also cans and bottles, because I see too much of that in the trash when I come here. And although it's such a small part of how we can make our planet better, I feel like if we as a district can make that impact, I would like to. And hopefully we can start moving to double-sided papers, maybe not printing out the 900-page agenda unless requested. But that's, I think, still for up to discussion. But I just want the public to know $62,000 for paper, and just bring that to the forefront. Thank you.
Okay. Seeing no more discussion, can we vote on the whole consent calendar? So we have a motion, a second, and all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Seeing none, so moved. $17, Mr. Nehan, correct? Are we on 17? Oh, no. 18. You're up, sir. No, I haven't done 17. Oh, we have minutes. Oh, it's in the consent? Okay. All right. Okay, let's start it off with you, sir.
I do want to say congratulations to Mr. Delgado for another year as student board member. I look forward to having you as my right hand. And also want to say congratulations to all of our graduates. We're coming up on graduation season. This is what we work all year for, is to produce graduates who can leave us with the option to choose, pursue college or career. And I also want to say congratulations to all of our staff, our teachers and our administrators who work tirelessly every day to get them there. So thank you very much and congratulations.
I'll turn it over to the recently re-elected student board member. Mr.
Thank you so
Delgado.
much. This position means more than you can imagine to me. I mean, like being able to represent students and actually have a voice in our community, because I hear these things that the public is saying, people coming up to the board, and it's just mind-boggling that these things actually are happening in our district. And I really, really am advocating for that change. And I encourage anyone to speak on that matter, even no matter how sensitive, no matter how how bad the topic might be, because we need to hear it. Because if we don't hear it, then we don't know what's happening in the districts, and then we're just as blind as everyone else. But looking back on the good things about being, the student board member, I feel like generally speaking, it was a pretty good year. I haven't done this since like 7th grade when I was student board member at the Palmdale School District, but there are two things I did want to mention that I wasn't able to mention at previous board meetings. One is the Youth and Government Program at the YMCA. If no one knows about it, it's a program where you're acting as a member of the government, and you are advocating for change, you're advocating for betterment in our society, and those bills actually go into state senate. It's an incredible program, and I want to see it more implemented in the district, because the Model United Nations program I was in 6th grade was heavily encouraged by the Palmdale School District. So I want to see that same thing, to get more civically engaged students in our district to join youth and government. And I will be talking to the principals about maybe posting flyers, talking to students about it, because it's an incredible program. And then finally, I wanted to mention a program that I'm in. It's called One Love. It's about teaching and understanding better, healthier relationships. I was actually one of 30 students, the only student in the Antelope Valley to be selected to go to the state capital, Sacramento, and talk to senators. I talked to the senator from LA about CHIA, which is the Children Healthy Youth Act, which is implemented here at the Antelope Valley, which is generally speaking, teaching safe sex and teaching just how to be a good Samaritan. But a small portion of that is teaching healthy relationships in our district. And I think that One Love, if you guys want to do any research, it's joinonelove.org. It's an amazing program, free resources, free workshops. And these workshops are evidence-based, and I've done extensive research. My college, actually, my communications 101 final, I talked about One Love because I'm so passionate about this program. I met with the coordinator from California the other day, talking about how I want to bring One Love to every school site, because it's such an amazing program. And I truly believe in this program, because they're not just up in arms about it, but they also go into legislation, and they go talk to state senators. They went to recently, some students were able to go to Washington, D.C. actually, and talk to senators, representatives, staffers about these things. I wasn't able to go because I had a party I had to go to, but
Priorities.
yeah, right. But genuinely speaking, it's such an amazing program, and I really wish that I found it sooner, because I wish I could have advocated for it sooner, but I'm glad that I found it when I did find it. I found it through the YMCA, the Youth and Government Program, which is crazy coincidence. But yeah, I just think that we need to be teaching healthy relationships, because relationships are the basis of everything that we do. And I think that if you're able to start at a young age, because One Love offers these workshops in 3rd grade all the way up to college, if we're able to teach them at a young age about healthy relationships, then they are just able to grow and prosper as humans and just be better, because the hatred that we're seeing in our society and everything is just, it's too much. And yeah, thank you.
Well, you let us know what we need to do to make that happen.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Delgado, and I'm looking forward to working with you for another year. You've been an excellent student board member, and I'm very proud of you. Thank you. To all of our seniors and your families, I can say congratulations, and it'll be exciting to see what you do with your lives after this. Thank you to all of our staff. We couldn't do this without all of you. We all have to work together to do this, and that's why we're here. For the seniors, for the graduations, and to educate our children. Thank you, and thank you for all you do every day. Thank you.
So I'm going to report out on closed session items. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I just want to make a short announcement, but if you guys know somebody out there that's a young parent in need, Janet Flores, who I recognized, she actually has diapers to hand out to young moms out there. So if you know anybody that needs help, she's the lady to go, and she's at Little Rock High School. That's it.
Thank you. Mrs. Wynn.
Actually, I want to jump on the bandwagon and thank people as well. But first of all, I want to thank Mr. Delgado. Thank you for all the work that you've done. And it's been a complete pleasure to work with you. I'm looking forward to working with you again next year. I also want to thank Mrs. Persida Moore for putting together an absolutely wonderful employee recognition. The tables looked fantastic. And thank you to Persida for emceeing the 4.0 celebration. I think you did a wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you too to all the departments and schools for the highlight celebrations of our students. Mock trial, Independent City. I'm going to try and list them, but I know I'm probably going to forget something. Mock trial, Independent City, the reclassification ceremony for our English language learners, Antelope Valley High School's overcoming obstacles. Thank you, Mr. Nahar, for your commitment to making sure that that happens every year. The night at the Oscars, celebrating our We Care students, Palmdale High School's Farm Day. And this was my first time to get a chance to go to our parenting workshop. I enjoyed the workshop and I enjoyed the celebration afterwards on all those parents that were graduating, I guess you might say. And I know I've missed some, but you work hard. And I want you to know it's recognized and so appreciated. I have just two short stories that I want to share. One was from one of our teachers who works at the district office now, and she said that her former students at the end of the school year, she would have them write a little note that was a gratitude to somebody who helped with education or maybe even moral support. And it's so good to help students see how much gratitude is important in our lives. And then there was a middle school teacher who told me that she recently ran into a student she had 6 years ago, and he asked her if she remembered at the end of the year, she gave each student a small bag of candy with a personal note attached. His note read, "I know you will do great things." And he told her that he still had that note and he keeps it in his wallet. You have such an impact. I just stand in awe. Thank you all for all that you do. That's it.
So I also would like to thank all of the individuals that put together the staff recognition. That was amazing to be a part of that as, new to this position here and to see all the great work that the teachers and the staff do for this district. So thank you all. We are a really fortunate district to have such amazing talent, and to be a part of that, I'm very honored. So I did go to that. That was great. This past Monday, I went to the Lockheed internship final project program. It was absolutely amazing. Minus the mishap of me, and I met a wonderful vice principal from Knight High School. We were waiting in the parking lot for 30 minutes for someone to get us. That's a miscommunication, which I've already mentioned to Mr. Nehan. But besides that, it's an amazing program. And it was either 9 or 10 kids. And of that, there were 6 or 7 that came from this district. And so what came out of that, my takeaway is this program needs to be expanded, more inclusive to all of the schools. And I do understand it's within work experience, but I want to have a further conversation about how this program can be expanded, because it was remarkable to see what these students have worked on, and with a community partner such as Lockheed Martin. I mean, what an opportunity. So I'm grateful to get the calendar announcements, and when my schedule allows, I go. So thank you all.
All right, thank you. Just going to the 4.0 dinner the other night, it's truly remarkable how many kids, almost 900 kids in our valley, and it's the principals, it's the vice principals, it's the teachers, it's the counselors, it's the staff, it's the cabinet here. Outstanding job. I know we hear a lot of negative, but that's what we're doing here. That's what's positive. You guys are doing a bang up job. All those kids were excited. And I just want to say, good job, and pass it on down to all your staff. So it's a team effort, but I will go ahead and report out through closed session. Mr. Nehan, correct? Yes. Okay. Item 19C, during closed session, the board considered an employee appointment titled Principal of AAV by a vote of 5-0. The board took action to approve the appointment of Andy Gladfelter. Congratulations. Item 19D, during closed session, the board considered employee appointment title Vice Principal by a vote of 5-0. The board took action to approve the appointment of LaQuenta Martin. Congratulations. We'll move to item 19E. May I please have a motion to approve the administrative hearing panel recommendations for student expulsions and to order as presented the expulsions of 6 students? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. Item 19G, during closed session, the board considered a request to waive healthful living for the Antelope Valley Union High School district student. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to approve the request. Item 19H, during closed session, the board considered an appeal of decision regarding student record number STS-23-103. By a vote of 3-2, the board took action to deny the appeal of the decision regarding student record. Myself and Ms. Corona voted no. Ms. Nguyen, Ms. McGrady, and Mr. Sanchez voted yes. Item 19I, during closed session, the board considered final settlement agreement and general release number STS-23-111. OAH case number 2023020790. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to approve the final settlement agreement and general release. Item 19J, during closed session, the board considered final settlement agreement and general release number STS-23-112 OAH. Case number 2023020847. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to approve the final settlement agreement and general release. Item 19K, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-04200001. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. Item 19L, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-04240001. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. Item 19M, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-04240002. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. Item 19N, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-04240003. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. Item 19O, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-04240004. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim.
Item 19P, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-042-4005. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. Item 19Q, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-042-4006. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. Item 19R, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-042-4007. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. Item 19S, during closed session, the board considered claim number 23-042-4008. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. Right. We will be to adjourn, correct?
Yeah. Would you read the reminder, please?
Say again?
There's a reminder at the top of the page. Page 19. Sorry, I can read it if you like.
Go for it, sir.
Just as a reminder, our next regular board meeting will be on Friday, June 9th at 10 a.m.
Right, we'll take the motion to adjourn. Motion,
So moved.
second.
Second.
Any discussions on that? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none,